Okay, here we go. Let's see, Monday, February 22nd. Hey, where's my... Sorry, someone moved my yoga mat. I know this is easier for you guys to see my feet when I'm on this, and it's also more traction for me. As you know, we need a lot of traction, especially when we're doing horse stance. You need traction for horse stance. Very hard to do it unless you have you're in an area where your feet kind of are able to grip. So here we go. Let's return to center. Palms together, thumbs in sternum. Feel the thumbs touching sternum. Feel your feet touching. And begin the cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, hot, audible. Exhale through the mouth. Do it loud enough so you hear it. You'll notice a change in your physiology. Calming, centering. I usually like to do 3 of those breaths before I step out and begin the practice. There we go. Relax the hands. Bend both knees. Step out, flat, empty foot. Remember, always step out flat, empty, and then sink into that left leg and just let the body unravel like a piece of pasta that just came out of the water. Side to side a little bit, let the arms go, and then a little catch the momentum, a little forward and backwards, just catch the momentum. And we're just doing a little bit right from the heels to the balls of the feet, back and forth. Relax back into Wu Chi, cup the hand, and let's start tapping. Down the inside meridian, up the outside. Don't forget shoulder blade. You can use your other hand to help you. 2 or 3 times each arm is good. And then I go right into the shoulder, into the armpit, massage. Ribs, armpit down to waist, or hip bone. My hip go all the way down to the hip bone. In fact, I usually get the hip bone. I should say that. That's a little detail I sometimes leave out. Get that little hip bone right there. And then work across, other side, down the inside, up the outside. Go at your own pace. Armpit. Waist. Hip bone. Chest. Thymus thump. And then a little side to side. Where I'm getting is right underneath the collarbone that we're going to massage. You know, the lymph nodes right under the collarbone. That's where I'm tapping. And notice my body is kind of going side to side, so I'm actually catching the momentum. That's slow. Here's fast. And then get underneath the same place you were just tapping. Now you'll get under the collarbone and just massage those lymph nodes. Anything feels a little funky or painful, just stay on it for a second. Make little circles. You'll feel it start to soften and release. I've got a couple of spots in here. Just get in there. And then straight down vagus nerve, just stroke. Just relax. Dantian, furnace. Let's get that furnace going. On cold days, we can use Dantian and that furnace to heat up the body. Kidneys and adrenals. Rub. Sacrum. And legs. If you want to practice balance while doing the legs, you can always do it this way. That's another option. We've been doing this for a long time now. So if you want to do it this way, you wind up getting a little more balance in it, into your routine. Let's give a little extra to the knees today. A little rub, tap. Just helps them warm up. Rub again, tap. Both sides. Okay. Back to Wu Chi. Just check in, see how you feel. Allow the body to move if it needs to. If it wants to move, it's just recalibrating itself. You opened up a lot of blockages, you move stagnant energy, you increase circulation. So at some point, the body's saying, oh, okay, wow. She's doing all these things that are bringing me back to balance, back to homeostasis. But now I need to move a little bit within that movement, because things are moving here and then the body wants to recalibrate. So let's do a little bounce. A little more detox, opening up the lymph nodes. In and out. I want you to keep the hands like this time, like you're pumping something. Like you're pumping something into the ground, and then coordinate the breath in and out the nose while you're pumping, and then Wu Chi in through the nose, out through the mouth. So here you go. Inhale, exhale. That's fire breath, stoking the internal furnace. Back to Wu Chi. Nose, exhale, hot audible mouth. Try to feel this gray or black smoke coming out the palms. It's like you're letting go of any stagnant energy that may be holding on in the body. You want to get a tissue? So one thing about the fire breath, it gets your nose going. Move the body a little bit. And then one more. Tap the heels a couple times, send the energy up the body. Just a few times. I tap them 2 or 3 times. Back to Wu Chi. Let the body move. Now I'm going to do, because it's winter time, and some of us are a little congested. I think maybe because there was a lot of wind the other day, that there's a little congestion going on. It probably is from the wind. It kicked up a lot of stuff in the air and here in Santa Fe anyway. So, but this is also just a good thing to know for the winter months. So it's called lung purging. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the body. Watch, I'm going to do it real slow first. Just nice and slow. So inhale, exhale. I'm going to show you the breath in a second, but it's going to be an inhale and an exhale. Notice my knees. And then we're going to start going faster. But the sound we're going to make is like this, like you're wheezing. Okay, this is pretty forceful, so take it easy. You're only going to do 3 or 4. That's it. Inhale through the nose. And we're going to. So watch me do it first. All right, just do 3 or 4 with me. Here we go. Inhale. And that's it. Just let it go. If you have something, you may feel something moving. I'm already getting, the furnace is starting to get stoked here. We could do just, let's do 3 or 4 more. Here we go. And and back to Uchi. If you're ever having a cold or something like this, you can do this lung purging. You may feel a little bit more open in here. I feel a little something opened in here. Take a little drink, a little cup. If you have tea or water by you, you may want to take a sip. That's called lung purging. Wonderful thing to do in the winter months. Here we go. Let's stoke the fire right here. The lower dantian is the furnace. And we're stoking that furnace. We're creating a little fire in front of dantian. Breathe down deep into the belly. Way down deep, past the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe with the whole body. This is whole body breathing. Notice my whole body is moving. Knees are bending, pelvis is moving forward and backwards in space. My back is doing bend bow, shoot arrow. My lungs are moving, everything's going here. We're going to make this a little bit bigger, not spinal cord yet. Just open the hands out to the sides, then bring them into heart center, prayer posture, and look down. Inhale, out to the sides. Inhale. Exhale, prayer posture, look down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now spinal cord, make it bigger. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest, tuck the pelvis under, C shape. We want that C shape in the body. Inhale, chest up, look up. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest, tuck the pelvis. Remember, when you're bending over, we should all see each other's foreheads, not the top of the head. If we see the tops of our heads, that means you're bending over too much and too much pressure on lower back. Notice when I'm in my bent over position, you can still see my forehead. If you can see the top of my head, too far, too much over. Not using the lower back here at all. This is good for the lower back, but we're not using it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just working the spinal cord. You can have the hands open, or you can have gentle fists. It's up to you. Last one, exhale. Waiting for everyone to exhale. Close. Notice I'm closed. My spine is curved. And then I open to the side, gazing at the moon. Notice how I'm twisting. I'm not shifting weight here. I'm rotating around the center axis. The Zongding. Oh, I just cracked. There it went. I just saved myself a trip to the chiropractor. I'm rotating around the center axis of my spine and the Zongding. I'm not shifting weight, just rotating around the center post like a revolving door. What helps me a little bit with this one is pigeon toeing. This may or may not work for you. It's a technique I learned, but you have to it has to be comfortable for you. For me, it's actually more comfortable on my knees. But if it's not, then feet straight ahead. But definitely not toes out, not in this one. We'll torque the knee if we do that. Notice I'm pumping the spine too. As the spine gets more agile, you'll find with these spinal movements, if you notice I do them every week without fail, because as the spine becomes more agile and supple, you'll find that it will start adjusting on its own, which doesn't mean you'll never need to go to the chiropractor. That won't be the case, but it just means that, well, I rarely need to go anymore, because when I need to adjust, my spine now does it on its own. And it's really only from this work. My spine would never, ever in my life adjusted on its own until I started doing these spinal Qigongs that we've been doing. And come to the center and relax the hands. And let's just do a few washboards. Inhale, turn the hands over, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Leave one hand down, flat. Let the other one come up. And we'll do heaven and earth press. Heaven and earth press. Press. Look up, and then look forward and let the hands start to drift down. And remember, as they come down, we're compressing a beach ball. So they're coming down, palms towards each other, compressing the beach ball, but then they're going to get in each other's way. So I need to move one hand so they can pass each other. So at the very end, I move one hand, and it's always where the pinkies kiss. Pinkies kiss. They don't have to touch. Here we go. Pinkies kiss. Other hand. Up and down. Oh, stretch. Look up. Relax. Beach ball. Move the hand. Pinkies pass each other or kiss. Look up. Oh, let it go. You should feel a big stretch in the spine. Twisting. Unraveling. You should feel the ribs. Beach ball. Pinkies kiss. Open. Really feel pushing up to the heaven and down to earth. It's called heaven and earth press for a reason. We're really feeling that pressing sensation. Relax the hand. Let the top hand float down. Meet the other hand. Step out into a wide stance and then right into glide. This is just called glide. My toes are out just a little bit. Feel pushing the chi. You're pushing against this chi. Glide. Just should feel really good. Breathe. Breathing through my nose, tip of tongue on roof of mouth, behind front teeth, completing that energetic circuit. Next time we glide in this direction, follow me. Let the bottom hand, watch, cover dantian, touching or a couple of inches away. Top hand becomes leaf blowing in a breeze. Palm away from you, come down. The only switch is right around heart. Palms towards me this time, this pass through heart. Everything else remains the same. Passing through heart, palm away, just alternating. Palm towards me. Come down, work at your level. Come down until you're comfortable. You can come way down, or you can come just a little bit down. That's good too. Nothing wrong. Always working at your level. Leaf blowing in the breeze. Back is upright. When you come through here, watch this. There's a few ways to get out of this one. I love this one, passing it off. So it's passing through heart, and then look, give the chi ball to this hand. Boom. Let's just do it a few times. Boom. Feel the chi ball. Giving the chi ball to the other hand. Then this hand covers dantian, and this hand floats. Now this hand becomes leaf blowing in the breeze. Palm away. Palm towards you. Notice when I come down, rib tips in, straight spine. I'm not coming down like this. That's not it. It's rib tips in, sacrum is anchored into earth. Spine is pretty much straight up and down, vertical. So only come down as much as you can keep your posture. You can keep that form, that structure. If you can't keep the structure, just don't come down as much. That's okay. Notice my weight shift is leading the arm. The arm is floating, the hand is the leaf. Following the weight shift. Next one comes up, and it just drifts down the body, palm towards you, healing, centering, aligning. Anytime the hand wands straight down the body, take your time. Allow it to wand through and align your chakras and your energy centers. Remember, you've got 7 chakras, and then you've got your 3 energy centers. Lower dantian, middle dantian, lower dantian, 2 inches below navel, middle dantian, heart center, upper dantian, third eye. So just be aware of those energy centers right there. And then you've got your 7 chakras. So whenever you wand your hand through, take your time. Really feel that aligning that happens when the hand wands through the center of the body. And hands both in at hip bones. Remember, take your rib tips, find the tips of your ribs, just to make sure we're all in alignment here because I can't see you in 3D. So take your fingers, push your rib tips in. So they may be out a little bit. This would be rib tips out. Look at that. Then rib tips in. Watch my sacrum. My sacrum's up. I'm not even thinking about my sacrum. It's just as soon as I push my rib tips in, the sacrum just sinks. It doesn't tuck under. It just sinks straight down. And my lower back is now flat. And so when we're in horse stance, that's the posture we always want. Rib tips in, lower back, Ming Men, flat, which means open Ming Men, and the sacrum anchor, straight down, not tucked, straight down. And so only when you are in that posture, only go as low as you can, where you can still hold that posture. So if I'm coming down lower and I start breaking right here, well, that's it. I've gone too low. Nope, not for me. Go down only as low as you can keep that posture. That's super important, and that's working at your level. So palms in. Swallow skims the lake. You all know this one. Shoot the swallow out, right around solar plexus height, then straight across, skimming the lake, out to the side, right out to my side, level with me, right there, right, in alignment with my side. Oh, flies overhead and back. Boy, this gets your legs strong, all this stuff. Shoot the next, swallow out, skims the lake, flies overhead, and back to the nest. Notice when they're back at the nest, I'm 50-50 in my stance. Then I shift the weight, which when I shift the weight, that's what sends the swallow out. Skimming the lake parallel, overhead. And when he skims the lake, he or she, that's a leg strength thing. How low you go here is working at your level. But again, not bending over. So when it skims the lake, it's not bending over like this. It's only going as low as you can in that posture that we discussed. Rib tips in. And then just try to get into a little bit of a rhythm here. Here we go. Just a few of them in rhythm. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Feel the hypnotic rhythm of this Qigong. Feel how you're fully present in this moving meditation. Last one. Let it land. Come to center. Breathe. Hands out. One hand over another. Just like this. This is Kung Fu Master. Just hold. You can hold it high, medium, or low. Kung Fu Master. You may want to glide side to side a little bit, pump up and down a little bit if it's hard. Really great way to get leg strength. Hands back into the hips. Walk the feet in, toes, heels, nice and gentle. Shake the legs out, shake the body. Nothing wrong with that in between. It's actually good to shake the body. Helps it recalibrate. Okay, halfway point, take a sip of water or tea. When you're done, come back to Wuji. Feet parallel, hands rooting down into earth. Sacrum anchored straight down. So remember, always think of the sacrum, it looks like an anchor, the way it's shaped. It's an anchor. The spine is the chain of the anchor, also called string of pearls. But think of this as the chain, this is the anchor. And so the chain is being pulled like this. You know, you anchor a boat, and what happens? The chain goes boop, 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 goes all the way, gets extended and elongated. So think of the spine as the chain, and as you anchor the sacrum straight down into earth, the chain on the anchor becomes elongated. So I elongate my spine as I anchor the sacrum. I've got a sky hook pulling up on the top of my head, which elongates the chain of the spine. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit of crane. And crane has a lot going on in it because you're coordinating your arms with your legs. So you're getting some neuromastery going on in the brain, being able to do that, as well as leg strength and balance. That's why I love this one. We're basically kind of taking something out of Tai Chi and making it into a Qigong, which is what I love doing actually. So crane, here we go. Shift in the same direction as me. It's easier if you mirror me. So shift the weight to begin. There we go. And then lift. Now this is the coordination part. Watch that my arms and knee lift at the same time. And then they come down at the same time. Step. Other leg. Lift. If you want to add the breath, you can. You don't have to. That would be inhale, up, exhale, down. You don't have to add the breath. You can just breathe normally. More important on this one is coordinating the lifting of the arms with the lifting of the leg and the putting it down at the same time too. And then also just doing it slowly. So this would be, if I put it down too quickly, I'm not balanced. I'm not balancing myself. But if I put it down slowly, then I know I'm balanced. Doing this will help you with your Tai Chi form as well. But for today's purposes, we're using it as a Qigong. Really feel that fluid motion. Articulate everything here. The up, the down, the placing the foot without weight. My foot goes down, no weight, and then I weight it. The slower you can do this, the better. If you're having trouble with balance, you can always hold on. I could hold on with one hand to something, and then I can flap the wing of the other hand. That's good too. Always ways around it. You can hold on to a countertop or a chair with one hand and then flap the wing with the other arm. One more. Down, back to Wuji. Let the body move as it needs to. It's all good. And now we're going to do a little bit of cloud hands, which is also outside parry, and then we'll go right into inside parry. So what are they both really? Here's cloud hands, outside parry. Outside parry meaning I'm blocking to the outside, blocking to the outside. Feet straight ahead, shoulders width, by the way. Block, giving you my shoulder. Block, giving you my shoulder. Right? This is outside parry or cloud hands. Where do they pass? The inner hand passes at the wristwatch. Always think of passing at the wristwatch, okay? It's a little point. Pass at the wristwatch. Now I'm over here, catch the ball. Pass at the wristwatch. Watch how the hands pass. And they always pass around over here, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, right here. We're looking at a clock. One hand pushes down. This is on. That creates pung. It creates a floating of the other hand. Then turn the waist. Give me your shoulder. And then push down here, creates pung on the inner hand. You're always creating the pung or the rising energy on the inner hand. Don't torque the knees. Be careful. Don't over-rotate. So an over-rotation would be like this. See how I'm way over here? That's too much. I'm only really going corner to corner. If you're straight on in a room, like cardinal to the wall, to your computer screen, then you're only going to go to the left and right corner of that cardinal wall. Notice I'm shifting the weight, turning the waist. Shift the weight, move the hands, turn the waist. Shift the weight, moves the hands, turns the waist. Shift the weight, move hands, turn waist. Catch the ball. Notice I'm catching the ball to each side too. Catch the ball. This is cloud hands or outside parry. It's block. Somebody is attacking me, and they're coming this way, and I'm blocking. In a moment, we're going to switch to an inside block or inside parry. Again, taking something from Tai Chi, cloud hands, and turning it into our own little Qigong. Relaxing, practicing, getting into a state of meditation by doing a repetitive motion over and over again. That's the beauty of Qigong. You take a repetitive motion and you do it over and over, and you achieve this state of calm, moving meditation. Everyone come to this side. Take your time. I'm going to wait for you. Come to this side. Now we're going to switch gears. A beautiful transition. Watch how so I'm in cloud hands, right? And I could just continue, but I'm not. I'm going to go right into inside parry. Inside parry. Imagine there's a tennis ball hanging right down from a string right around here, and I'm swat, swat, swat. I am shifting my weight. The bottom hand is blocking a kick to my groin. So both hands are alive. So I'm blocking a punch that's coming straight to my center line right here. And the bottom hand is blocking a groin. Someone's kicking me to the groin. Don't forget to breathe. Both hands alive, both hands blocking. I'm also folding at the qua or the groin. Notice what's going on here. Notice my groin, right? I'm folding at the groin, side to side. So I'm also pumping my lymphatic system. Sometimes with inside parry, I may pigeon toe my feet slightly. Just feels good on my knees, but test that out. If not, just stay centered with your feet straight ahead. Keep going. One more. Straight through. Bring the hands down. Back to Wu Qi. Good. Hold Wu Qi for a moment. Let the body move. Check in. See how you're feeling. Inhale. Exhale. Push down. Nice and slow. Inhale. Step out, horse stance. We're going to do a little bend, bow, shoot, arrow. You can rub your thighs a little bit. Make sure they're feeling good. Up and down. Also make sure your knee is not going past your toes and nowhere near past your toes. If it's going past your toes, take a wider stance. We have two versions of bend, bow, shoot, arrow. And remember, the hand that shoots out, you have two options. The hand that shoots out. You've got one finger Zen, which is just like this, or you can bend all the fingers and just keep out like this. So there's a few hand gestures or mudras this way. This way, you can just look right through here. I actually like this one very much. Or you can do this. This is another one. This is like spirit sword. We learned this in when we do sword class. This is spirit sword. You can do that one too. So feel whichever one feels, feel it. It's not a visual thing. It's a matter of, oh yeah, that's the one that feels right. Feel it. Go with what you feel as far as that goes. So here we go. We're going to do there's two versions also. There's this way, where this is the easier version. And then there's the harder version, but I actually love this one, where we're pulling chi into our heart center. And then the bottom hand, always the bottom hand. Let me just review this one more time. 1, 2, 3. Notice pulling chi into my heart. And it's always the bottom hand, bottom arm, that shoots out. It can come out like this, along my forearm. Or it can come out like this, out. That way. Two ways of doing, many ways to do this one. It's very interesting. I'm going to do it where I'm just riding along my forearm. I'm bending my wrist right around here and then pushing out. This hand will come back to shoulder notch. Fist, gentle, shoulder notch. Really feel that sensation that you're pulling back. You're cocking the arrow. Really feel that sensation. Ooh, it's hot. Okay. Chi is flowing right now. So here we go. Ready? Get the arms loose. And then 1, pull the chi in, into heart. 2, into heart. And 3, into heart. Now this hand is below. And here we go. It's just, everything's opening. I'm pulling back on the bow and arrow. And okay, notice your posture should be 50-50. Only come down until you're comfortable. Work at your level. Now the one finger Zen hand that you're looking through, you should look through it. Now that hand comes in. 1, pull chi in. 2, pull more chi in. 3, now the opposite hand is on the bottom. 1 finger Zen. Feel this sensation. This right here. The fist is back at shoulder notch. This hand is out. Technically, I'm looking at the screen just to see you all, but in general, you should be looking through 1 finger Zen into the distance. 1 finger Zen hand comes in. 1, 2, 3. Bottom hand now is on the other side. And pull, push. Notice it's pushing and pulling, cocking that arrow back. Make sure your rib tips are in. Rib tips in. 1. Here we go, on the fly. 2, 3. Bow and arrow. Then bow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As you pull everything, you squat down just until you're comfortable. Work at your level. 1, 2, 3. Pull, push. And then we're going to finish it up with 1, 2, 3. Come in high or soft horse stance. Keep the hands lined up. This is, look at my arms. This is called Embrace Tree. And I'm ending this particular Qigong. It's just a wonderful way to end it in Embrace Tree, standing Qigong posture. Always good if you can work in a standing Qigong in the middle of your practice. In this particular one, it works great. You can do a standing Qigong at lower dantian, middle, or upper. It works in wonderfully for any of those. Whenever you're in that area, you can just stop and hold the palms, face them towards that dantian. In this case, we're holding towards heart center or middle dantian. And then bring the hands down. Walk the feet in, toes, heels, toes, heels. That's a gentle way to come back in. Shake everything out. And we're just going to do a little bit of mobility. This is all about oiling the joints, oiling the joints. A lot of these are Aikido stretches. These stretches that we're doing and this mobility work, a lot of them are from different martial arts. And it's a wonderful way for us to stay. I think agility is where it's at. I mean, I think flexibility is important too. I'm not really big on touching my toes. I can, but what I'm more focused on is how are my joints doing? Are they mobile? Are they loosened? Are they, you know, can I move? How quickly can I get up and down? Even getting up and down off the floor. How can I do that? Spiraling gracefully. You know, these things are so important as we're aging, how we get up and down from the floor, spiraling. How are our joints working? Are they lubed? Are they kind of, you know, don't feel so lubed, but feel more, you know, clicky and tight. So we're going to lube the joints. You guys know a lot of these. I'm going to be adding more as we go. So let's just start here. Touching around here. I guess what I meant before is instead of oil joints, I guess I meant like rusty joints. We don't want rusty joints. We want lube joints. And also doing these things brings synovial fluid and blood to the joints to keep them healthy moving forward. So it's super important. Reverse it. Breathe. Break them apart. Remember, we're drawing two infinity signs. I got one here, one here. Two infinity signs. Add the fingers when you're ready. Fingers open, fingers close. Open, close. Elbows. I'm not doing anything with my elbows, but I'm letting them float in the air. Letting them float. Reverse it. Great. And all of these things, you can really do only 3 to 5 times is plenty. Wrist circles, in, out. 3 to 5. Elbows. In. Arms out long. Shoulder blades. Not the shoulders, blades. Don't bend here. Arms out long. Walk it forward. Walk it forward. Notice the ribs and lungs get involved here. You should all be loosening up by now. Show you from the side. Walking the shoulder blades forward. I'm taking a little wider stance on this. It's just easier for me. Now walk them backwards, backwards, back, 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 back. Let it go. Shake it out. Cross the chest. Now we're going to work right now, before we do the neck circles, before that, we're going to loosen up. Remember, I was saying with this mobility work, we have 4 points of a circle, then we do the circle. So first, let's work the 4 points. Chin on a table, forward, back, back. You can do the seated or standing. Center it. Now, lift the shoulders just a touch. It makes this one easier. Just a little bit. Side, side. Remember, I'm on a table. Side, 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 side. This one's harder. That's why if you lift the shoulders, it makes it easier. Ultimately, once you get it, then drop the shoulders. But it's easier before you have it to almost cradle the neck in your shoulders. Just makes it easier. It's so much easier. Side to side. Now, front, back, side, side, right? That's the core principle of our mobility work. Then we make the 360. Forward, side, back, side. Work at your level. Reverse it. This took me a while. I did not have this at first. I could barely move. I'm surprised at how much I'm moving today, actually. It's just from practice, really. Now, this is called bobble. Elongate the neck, big circles. Reverse it. Good. Stretch, gentle stretch. Not a lot, not a lot. And you're stretching in the direction of the hand that's the hand that's on the cheek. The elbow is pointing the direction you stretch. Other hand on the cheek, stretch the other way. No one in this group is going to have a problem when they're driving and they turn around to see if there's a car behind them. Nobody, because our necks are going to be in good condition. If you notice, move your head around, see if it feels a little bit different. Since we did that, should feel a little more mobility. Always move it around, check in. Wow, that feels a little different. Notice any changes. All right, now let's do hips. Side, we're doing side first. Side, side, side. Remember, the points of the circle, the 4 points of the circle, and then the 360. When we have time, which I made time for today, when we have time, we always want to do it that way. Side, 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 side. Now, just let the hands relax right here. Open. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Notice my elbows. Hips back. Hips forward. Hips back. Hips forward. Now what do? Connect the dots. Forward. Side. Back. Side. Forward. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. This way, if your back needs to adjust, or your sacrum, or your lower back, or you're tight, nice and slow. This is mobility work and stretching at the same time. Boy, did I need this. Reverse it. Part 2 of this mobility routine, by the way, is on the floor. So if you ever want to do the floor one, email me and I'll make one. If there's enough people who are interested in doing the floor work, it's different than this, but it's mobility work, just the same. It's wonderful. I do both. I will do a class just on that. And come to center, check in, see how you feel, and do a little bit of figure eights with the hips, little figure eights. This also helps in Tai Chi. These figure eights, we're often moving like that. Tai Chi is figure eights and arcs and circles and spirals. Reverse it. Remember, move from your hips. Always the hips moving, not moving from the head, moving from the hips. Good. Okay, come up straight. And then give me one teacup, one or two. Give me a few teacups here. This just integrates all of the motions. Notice what we're doing? We're integrating the movements we just did. Hands, elbows, shoulders, All of it, just making this beautiful integration. Reverse it. Fit big figure eights. Ah, it's a wonderful way to integrate what we've done. And relax. And now, ribs. Standing or seated. Seated often helps if you have a seat or you have an arm of a chair or an arm of a couch. It's good just to lock the hips in. So let's do hands here. Hands are just providing proprioceptive feedback. This is telling the brain, am I doing this? Am I doing what the brain is telling me to? Is the body doing what the brain is telling me to do? That's the feedback right here. So ribs forward, ribs back. Notice what happens to my back. My elbows come forward, my back rounds like a turtle. Ribs forward, my elbows come back, my back arches. I'll do a few more of these. Ribs back, ribs forward. Ribs back, ribs forward. Again, working with the 4 points on the circle before we try to make 360s. Forward, back, forward, back. Okay, center. Come back to center. Now, side to side, side to side. And if you want, if you feel like your ribs aren't moving, you can give a little feedback by pushing. Push into the hand. Push into the hand. So I can push, 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 push. Or I can just look at myself. I can hold on to the arms and, oh, am I doing this? Or am I just, it's not this, right? That's the whole body. It's just the ribs. Just the ribs. Side, 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 side. Okay, now we did forward, backward, side, side. Where are we at? 360s. Forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward. Keep going. Doesn't matter how small the circle is, just get the circle going. It'll get bigger in time. Reverse it. You can do this seated or standing. Just when you're doing it standing, just be more conscious of your hips, that's all. Just try not to let the hips move. It's tempting to let the hips move, but if you can keep them stationary, that's okay. And you want to ultimately be able to do this one seated or standing. Okay, good. Okay, stand up. Last thing, ankle circles. One way, 3 to 5. Reverse it. Other one. Reverse it. Good. Make some heat. Let's give some of that beautiful chi to the eyes. Palms right to the eyes. Take your glasses off if you have. Just wrapping it up. First 2 fingers, up bridge of nose, over third eye, out to the temples. One more. Down bridge of nose, under cheekbones, out to the ears. Pinch the ears the whole way, from the top all the way down to the lobes. And you can pinch and you can pull too. That feels really good. Pinching and then a little pull away from the head. Then take your palms, which should be nice and warm now. Make little circles. I've got my earphones in, but make circles, palms right on the ears, moving them in circles one way, the other way. Good. Couple of these. Other side. Just cross fiber massage. Good. Shake it out. Now shake everything free, everything loose. Sink left, all the way into your left leg, your left, Always close and open with the left side. And push off the left leg, push, feet together, scoop the chi around you, and hands like shower heads bathing the body in a sea of chi, and just let them float down the body as the palms turn inwards, float through your etheric field, through your chakras, energy gates, aligning, body and mind aligned. Remember, here's golden ball, go around it. One more. Floating, aligning. Golden ball. And back to heart. Give yourself a cleansing breath in through the nose. Hot, audible exhale through the mouth. Thank you. Hope you're feeling more aligned and centered after today's class.